Okay everybody, welcome back. TheProSpartanGamer here with what could be a start of a new series if you guys so wish. As promised, I wanted to show you Bradman Cricket 14. We're going to call it DB Cricket for short. Came out on Friday in the UK. And yeah, haven't played loads of it the weekend, but given it a bit of a go on the casual mode, 2-player mode. Haven't gone into any great career modes or competition or anything like that yet, but well impressed. Not been a lot of good cricket games out, period really. Brian Lara cricket years ago did stand out. A couple decent efforts from EA, but nothing really to ride home about, even with their monetary clout. But this is made by Australian development team called Big Ant. And it's got some very good ideas on it, and it's a very big game. I mean a big game. Loads of stuff on this. Obviously you've got, we'll just run through the menus there on the right. You've got casual, which is 1-player game against a computer, or 2-player if you want someone else to join. And I mean, I'll talk about the amount of teams and options you've got for everything in a minute, but it's pretty good, to be fair. Online, and you can even save online games and go on and play them further. You've got a 20-year career mode, which I believe you can either choose your own player and make them from fresh, or you can actually, so you've got all these base teams. You can start your career in England, Australia, South Africa, what have you. There's 74 teams, I think. I'll talk to you about that now. The Bradman Academy has been out for a while on PC, and it's basically everybody in the cricketing community editing and making teams. Just show you here. So you've got all this. You've got people who've made players, online community. There's any players that you've made, other players, online community players, players linked, so they're linked to the ones on disc, and player statistics. So there's loads and loads of teams, and there's all the teams. So as soon as you go on the game, it will ask you whether you want to replace teams. There's no licenses, so basically all the top ranked teams made by the community then replace all the sides on the disc, so you end up with something like 75 genuine cricket teams with proper sides, up-to-date squads, up-to-date statistics, and pretty near as damn it you know, like faces as best as you can get with the editing that's on there, which is pretty advanced, to be honest. In Team Manager, you can then change any of those teams. You can add your own team. You know, there's quite a lot you can do in Team, as you can see here down through just on teams there. I mean, you can even change the umpire. You can put new umpires in. You can change their uniforms. There's hundreds of preset fielding you can do. Match type designer is fantastic. You can basically choose any type of game you want. You see you've got 5-day test matches, 4 days, 1-day games. You got 40 over games, 10 over games, 20 over games, test matches, 3 days, 2 days, and you can basically go on and design whatever you want to happen. So there we are on a 4-day game, 10 wickets per match. You could make that whatever you wanted to. You could make it 8-ball overs. You could make it 100 overs in a game. You can make it just 1 innings. You know, there's lots of things you can do. You can change basically the structure of any game you want. So you could have a T20 game where it's 8 balls and over, or whatever you want to do. It says 2 innings per match. You could have a 4 innings game, so you could have 2 innings each in a 10 over game, whatever you want. So endless opportunities there to do what you like. The tour designer again, what a fantastic thing this is. You've got all these generic ones that have happened in the past already in here, and there's hundreds of them. So you've got Australia touring Sri Lanka in 2019, and 2019 and what their fixtures are going to be. Australia v England in 2017, the next Ashes. The Ashes just gone. Hundreds of them, or again you can make your own. So you can start from fresh. You can select what country you want to go to, and they're all there. Look, what year you're going to start, how long, what month you're going to start the tour in, who's the host team, who's the touring team, and then you go onto this calendar, and you then put in whether you want warm-up games, 1-day games, 4-day games, 5-day games, whatever you want. Fantastic. I mean, they really have gone into it in some detail. It is quite, you know, it is a £45 game on PS3, but it is a big game, and unlikely for another cricket game to be out probably in the next year. It's not going to be something that comes out every year. Hopefully there will be add-ons to this, and it will grow, and people will go out there and buy it, because I think it is worthy of that, to be honest. Competition designer, a bit like the match designer. Oodles of options. Two match 1-day series. You can make a 9v9 league of whatever teams you want. You could make a test division. You could make 10 over, 20 over, 9 team leagues. You know, so many options. Again, new. You start off, you can do whatever you like. There it is. You know, you can make it a test thing. You can make it. It's just so big, the game. I can't really say enough of how impressed I am with it. From what it gives you, you know, basically everything is on there. The only thing that's probably missing is to manage a team and actually, you know, bring in players, bring in an overseas player, and say my team would be Somerset, because I obviously live in Somerset in the UK, so I would manage Somerset, try and get them to win as much as possible, perhaps take him to the sort of Champions League trophy of 20 overs or whatever there is, the pinnacle in that, and sign and sell players and bring players on. I suppose that would be the only thing that I would say from sort of a cricket team management mode isn't on this game, but everything else is on there. Then I go back into navigation. So you've got the career, which is with a single player for 20 years. They come up through the ranks from playing sort of Sunday League cricket, for want of a better expression, coming up to play county cricket, then eventually hopefully picked for their country and going on to have a 20-year career. Tour, we've seen what the tour designer is, where you could take any team and go on any tour. Competition, you've seen what that is. Don Bradman Cricket Academy, that's where you change everything. That's the editing suite, if you like. You've then got practice, which I'm going to show you a little bit, just to quickly go through. We've got net practice, which is just purely batting. You've got nice touches on the loading screens, all about Don Bradman and what a great player he was. Loading times are pretty good, to be fair. Graphics are okay. So you're using the two analog sticks to hit the ball like that, straight back at the stumps. So left analog stick on your PS3 controller is up or back, whether you want to go backwards or forwards with your feet, and then the right stick guides where you hit the ball. So at the moment I'm just pushing forward, looking to defend that one. That's with R2. But the choice of shots that you've got on this game is as good as any cricket game there's ever been. There's never been such a variety of shots you can actually pull off and them still look authentic. Just see that nice straight drive. There is also unorthodox shots that you can try and do. Going back there and pulling that one. Went back in the stance. Let's see if we can go back and do it. Oh no, that was too full to go back to. The other thing is there's no little marker to give you an idea of where the ball's going, like there has been in every other cricket game I can remember. There's been a little pitch mark on the pitch, so you know exactly where the ball's going. That's the slog button. There's a slog button which is trigger L2. There's an advance down the pitch button which is R1. You can use both back trigger buttons for an aggressive ground shot, and L1, which I'm just going to try and do. You can do the old Butler scoop shot or the Dill scan scoop. See, that's the nets, and you can vary everything on the net practice. You can go to start and you can change the bowling machine. You can have fast, you can put it up. I'm playing there on pro, but there is veteran, there's also legend, and there's obviously amateur. Not played a lot, so I'm just on pro at the moment. You can have fast, you can have off spin, you can have leg spin, you can have away swing, everything you want. You can vary the delivery, whether it's to practice short pitch bowling. If you want to practice pulling the ball, you can do all that in the bowling machine. The other thing, if we exit this practice, we will go to the other practice, which is pretty good tutorial as well, match practice. You can practice your bowling here as well. I'll just show you that, a little bit of gameplay. So I'm not going to make the video much longer, and then I'm going to tell you some ideas that I would like to show you series on this game if you want to see it. If you don't want to see it, then obviously you don't. So this is one of the, so I'm bowling at the moment. So you've got the options at the top to set the bowling off with good length, full length or short length bowling. So we'll say we're going to go good length. So as he runs in, you just got to pull back on the right trigger, on the right analog stick, and then push through with the right analog stick to get the delivery right in those. So we'll go for a full length ball. We're going to put a little bit of a way swing on it, hopefully, with the left stick. Down the leg side, and that's racing away for 4 probably. Yeah. Poor delivery, that one. Let's try a bouncer. Oh, he's nicked it there again. So that's bowling. So you can practice your bowling again, any bowling, whatever you want to do. Bowling's pretty enjoyable as well. I think on some cricket games, bowling's been a bit monotonous and boring, but on there, and you can also do a bit into the fielding if you want. So I've dived there and stopped the ball, and then I'm going to throw it back in. So that was me doing the dive and stopping the boundary and then throwing the ball back in. There's a couple little bugs on it. I think sometimes when the batsmen don't go quite back in their crease properly, and there's been a couple annoying run-outs that I've noticed when I've been playing. But hopefully those sort of things might be ironed out in a patch in the future. Tutorial flashes on. It's quite good, the tutorial. It helps you out with things. You can see I could bowl spin. I've completed the pace tutorial. I haven't done the batting tutorial, whatever, but batsman select. Yep, go on then. Just come out of that all together. Let's do it. So I want to talk to you about the options for what I would like to do. One option is to start a career as a player, and just a bit like my rebirth of the Legend series with Stimich, just have a player and just do brief highlights of how he's getting on in his career, because I think there is obviously contracts to be signed and you can move from club to club before you get international honours and all that sort of stuff. So I could start a career and we could go through that. The other option I thought about coming up with, because there is so much customization you can do on this game, I thought about making the SP Spartans cricket team in the Don Bradman Academy and picking some of my favourite players that are playing cricket in England and around the world, and then entering a competition as the SP Spartans and seeing how we get on, or making my own competition, you know, whether it's a test competition or a T20 competition, or we could do them all. I want a bit of feedback from you guys as what you would like to see. I would like to put up some gameplay videos of this game because I think it's a really, really good game, and I think it does deserve a little bit of airtime. I would say it's definitely pushing for a 9 out of 10 for a sports simulation game, and definitely the best cricket game that has been made by a long shot, I think. I'm going to finish this with a little bit of gameplay of just a, I don't know, a 10 over game, and I'll just put a couple bits of batting and bowling in for you to see. But let me know in the comments below what you'd like to see. Obviously it doesn't have to interfere with the other series. I will still be ploughing on with the SP Spartans PES series, Rebirth of a Legend, Spartacus, Dark Souls 2 and the like, all of those series. Yes, they have been a bit slow lately because I've moved house and I'm still not really square here together, so they're not probably going to be coming out with quite the frequency they were. But I also would like some time to actually play on some of these games, you know. I've got next gen FIFA, which I'm quite enjoying the career mode, but haven't really been able to record anymore, so I haven't got everything I've recorded out to you yet. Likewise with this Bradman Cricket, I'd like to have a good bash at it and see what the game's actually like. But I also want to bring stuff out to you, because I know you like to see what I think about the games, and I think this is pretty decent, excuse me, Bradman. So anyway, thanks for joining me. Going to end this with a little bit of gameplay for you to have a look at.
Oh, and they liked that one. Loud appeal. Oh, very, very lucky to survive that one.
Well, bowler and captain have talked, and they are going to ask the umpire to review that decision here. Let's see what happens. And the decision stands. He remains not out. That's their first unsuccessful review. They only have one remaining in this innings. Plays that shot defensively. And no run there. No addition to the scoreboard. Oh, the batsman couldn't get out of the way of that one, and he looks in some pain. Oh, that's got to hurt. Great gather and 4 runs saved. Yes. Another run taken. So the end of the over. 6 off it.
Wait on. Yes.
Another run added to the scoreboard.
Yep. Bowler's end. Wait. Yes.
Over. 6 from it.
Waiting. Yeah. Yes.
Nicely played.
Wait.
Nicely played down the ground.
Pushes this ball away.
Well bowled. Wait. Yes. Bowler's end.
Great bowling. No addition to the scoreboard.
Wait on. Yes. No! Wait.
This is high in the air. Super shot. One bounce. Hits the rope. 4. Thanks for coming.
There's no better sight than seeing a bad ball put away to the boundary. Lovely.